Joshua Steinglass is the attorney for the prosecution who is delivering the closing argument this afternoon. He laid out a methodical, document-based rebuttal to the earlier summation from Trump's lawyer, Todd Blanche. The defense today relying heavily on loudly calling Michael Cohen a liar and a gloat. I'll let you figure that one out. Steinglass, meanwhile, encouraged the jury to instead think of Michael Cohen as a, quote, tour guide through the evidence that was already introduced into the record during the proceedings. Steinglass saying that Michael Cohen, quote, provides context and color to the documents, but he is not the trial's main character. In just the last hour, we heard the prosecution remind the jury of what the many witnesses described in their testimony, including details of how the release of the Access Hollywood tape felt catastrophic for the Trump campaign, and how Michael Cohen and Donald Trump spoke just before Michael Cohen went to the bank to open his new account and wire the hush money to Stormy Daniels. Now, whether the prosecution's summation ends later tonight or tomorrow, it will then be in the hands of the jury. 12 individuals who heard this message from Judge Juan Machon first thing this morning, quote, you are the finders of fact. And it is for you and you alone to determine the facts from the evidence that you find to be truthful and accurate. Thus, you should remember that whatever the lawyers say and however they say it, it is simply arguments submitted for your consideration. The lawyers will undoubtedly differ with each other on the conclusions to be drawn from the evidence. It is your own recollection, understanding, and evaluation of the evidence, however, that controls, regardless of what the lawyers have said or will say about the evidence. Again, you and you alone are the judges of the facts in this case. That instruction is where we start the hour with some of our favorite experts and friends. Former lead investigator for the January 6th Select Committee, Tim Hafey, joins us, plus former senator and co-host of MSNBC's How to Win 2024 podcast. Our friend Claire McCaskill's back. Joining our merry gang here at the table, senior executive editor for Bloomberg Opinion and MSNBC political analyst Tim O'Brien is here. MSNBC legal analyst Andrew Weissman starting his second hour with me, as is New York Times investigative reporter Suzanne Craig. Tim O'Brien, I start with you on we'll get into what's happening. We've got a great live feed, and between the three of us, we've managed to keep an eye on what's happening. They're in break right now, but a real contrast in tone today.
And it still amazes me. It doesn't surprise me, but it amazes me that Todd Blanche is sort of Trump's lead attorney in all of this, his lead spokesman, the storyteller for the Trump defense team, because I think he's the least polished and the least capable of the three lawyers sitting at the defense table. And it's yet another example, we've talked about this before, but where Trump will default to loyalty rather than strategy, where he will lean on people he trusts rather than people who can do the best job. Alina Habba possibly cost him $500 million because she wasn't as good at her job as she needed to be in a libel suit and a defamation suit, rather. And I think in this case, he really needs Todd Blanche to do more than just this rat-a-tat attack on witnesses and their credibility. He needs Todd Blanche to be able to tell a story and a narrative to the jury and to have a presence in the courtroom and an evenness of tone and an ambassadorial presence for the Trump defense team. And I think he lacks all of those things.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Josh Steinglass is a veteran, and it showed this afternoon in court. Both of them had a little bit of a stutter, a little bit of a halting start to both of their summations to the jury. But once Steinglass got going, he really just felt, I think, more authoritative, more comfortable in his own skin. Now, whether or not that lands, that ultimately makes a difference to this jury.
We don't know.
We can't get into their heads, but I still think it's a really important factor.
Tim Hafey, there is something, I know this from being able you can sort of feel a flop coming, right? And then you throw to a tape or you throw to a document and you feel saved. And the defense had none. They had no documents that contradicted the evidence. And the prosecution, to Tim and Andrew's points, they have so many, it almost feels bookish and schoolish. And then he did this. Wait, here's the email. And then they did this. Wait, here are all the phone logs and the emails. And then, as you heard from this witness, this happened. But don't believe the witness if you don't want to. Here are the 11 documents that prove that happened.
Right.
Right, just exactly right, Nicole. We spent a lot of time on this and other shows debating the relative merits of lawyers. They're only as good as the facts that they have to work with in any trial. You give a really good lawyer 2 sticks and tell him to make a fire, he or she will not be as effective as a lesser lawyer that you give lighter fluid and matches and newspaper, right? Like, it all comes down to facts. And I understand the focus on Todd Blanche and Joshua Steinglass, but it really comes down to facts. I think it does for jurors. I think it does in every criminal trial in America. Now, the prosecution always also has the burden of proof, right? They better have the facts because they have a very onerous burden to meet, which is proof to a unanimous jury beyond a reasonable doubt. But what you're seeing here is a classic example of the defense punching against, trying to point out doubts, punching against that sort of wall of evidence that the prosecutor presented, and the prosecutor methodically building the wall. The prosecutor has the documents, has the facts, and Todd Blanche just did not.
I mean, Tim Mabee, I think you're alluding to what the bigger aspects are to this story and the reason we're covering it so closely. I mean, it is always, in Trump's view, there is no separation between the legal and the political. Everything that is political is legal. Everything that is legal is political. I mean, his Twitter feed over the weekend, aside from the need for some psychological analysis of the content of it, those were political messages, not legal messages, but they came before the most decisive day of his first ever criminal trial. To your point about the facts, it feels like if you are to believe your eye, and again, I have no idea how the jury has experienced any of this. They may be Michael Cohen may have just been larger than life, right? And he may have colored all of the things they could see with their own eyes. But to your point about the facts and the documents that the jury will be able to take with them will put before their eyes proof of fraudulent business records. They'll have to decide if it's been established that it was in service of another crime. But how do you assess the evidence that is before their eyes, black and white?
Yeah, there's more than enough evidence on which a jury could find guilt here. As you said, Nicole, you just never know. I have been surprised in both directions with jury verdicts in the past, really strong cases that come back not guilty and relatively weak cases where there's a conviction. So, I would never sit here and predict confidently what'll happen. That said, the government has presented a wall of proof, right? You take Michael Cohen as the tour guide, which I think is a really apt expression that the prosecutor uses, and he showed you, and they showed you through text messages, through other witnesses, partisans of the defendant, of recordings, of notes, of so much other evidence that they have a very strong foundation on which to meet that burden of proof. Now, again, it's up to them, right? All Todd Blanche has to do is convince a juror that, Michael Cohen, I don't really trust him, and there's really not much else. So I'm not sure that I have decided guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. They have a very low standard. But again, the prosecutor, if you're talking about tools, if you're talking about the elements of making fire, they have that in possession, and we're seeing it play out in these closing arguments.